Hey guys, this is Sarah Harbuck. We are working on a new format called the PaynePoints Mini Featurette. And today, testing this theory out with me is Ben Harbuck. Hey Ben, how's it going?
Hey guys.
So this little 10-minute podcast Zoom call is just going to be a fun get to know people. So why don't you tell us your baseball card stats, basically? Age, where you live, kids, married, all that stuff.
Okay, great. My name is Ben Harbuck. I am 41 years old. I live in Lufkin, Texas. I am married to the host of this podcast, and I have 3 kids.
Fun. What do you do for a living?
So I'm a tattoo artist. I own a tattoo shop. I'm a minority owner in a coffee shop that I started, and I also consult on the side with a software startup.
So lots of things, none of them related. A jack of all trades, master of none, yes?
I would say that I'm definitely a master of the tattoo trade,
Sure.
or working on it. But
Right.
for the most part, I think where those lines cross is that it's all three of those are businesses where it's very easy to see the effects of hustle or how hard you work.
Good deal. What would you say is the best thing about your job? What do you enjoy the most?
I think as far as the tattoo shop goes, I think the people. I get to interact with a lot of interesting people, and I get to hear a lot of stories, and I get to tell my story. So that's exciting.
Yeah. You had some pretty interesting people in the chair. Well, who were some of your favorite people you tattooed?
So I have a lot of interesting clients for sure, but I think that the ones that I enjoy the most are the ones that uh, want very large bodies of work, and so they end up coming to me every other week for 6 months or a year, and
So like
and
a
so I
long-term
really,
project. Yeah.
yeah, because I get to learn more about their story makes the time I spend with them. So I think those are the most interesting.
Cool. When you were a kid, what was your dream job? What did you want to be?
A preacher, congressman.
Preacher or congressman? Wow.
Yeah,
Okay.
it was a really it was I was homeschooled, and so I read a lot of books. There wasn't a whole lot of interaction with the public, and so because of that, I ended up basically reading every book in the library. And so I read a lot about history, and I read a lot of the history of other countries. And I think I wanted to be someone who made a difference. So a preacher or a congressman made sense.
Okay. That's yeah. Uh,
Super glad my life did not go that way.
yeah, definitely not. What do you do to start your day in a positive frame of mind? What's a habit that you do every day that kind of gets you going in the right direction?
I try not to talk to people for the first hour. Um, I generally try to make it from the bed to the shower to the car without speaking. And then on the way into town, I will either listen to Gary Vee, I'll listen to Amy Landino, I'll listen to sometimes Tom or Lisa Bilyeu will have a short video that I'll listen to, or I'll listen to music on the way to get coffee. And I start the day with 2 or 3 coffees, and by the time I've gotten those down, I'm ready to go.
Well, speaking of music, what are your favorite songs that you like to listen to in the morning that like really get you pumped up and get you in that good frame of mind? Do you have any that come to mind off the top of your head?
Okay, so I'm gonna have to get you to do that one again because you went like a little transformer there.
Okay.
I think I think the internet speed blitzed.
Yes, it did. Technical difficulties, we'll have to work with it. I was asking if, in that vein of thought, what are some favorite songs or your favorite song that you like to listen to get you pumped up in the morning, if you're not listening to a video?
So music wise, it changes a lot day to day. I definitely stick with hip hop. Right now, I'm listening to Ill Nicky,
Okay.
a song called Lockdown. Very much like Bone Thugs and Harmony from the 90s. He doesn't swear a lot. He's from California. He's like a kid. And he's got a song called Lockdown. He has another song called Melrose and Fairfax. He's got another one called 4:30 a.m. Just really like smooth beats, like it just like happy vibe.
Gotcha.
And if I'm not listening to that, I'm probably listening to Travis Scott or Nipsey Hussle.
Okay. What is a favorite inspiring quote that really, means something to you?
Wow. Okay. I should have probably looked at these questions beforehand. Off the top of my head, I'm going to not go with Naruto. I'm going to go with, because I think normally I would quote the third Hokage from Naruto here, but I think I'm going to go with Teddy Roosevelt.
Okay.
I've been reading a lot of his speeches recently, given the current political climate. And he said, I'm going to paraphrase this badly, so you guys feel free to like jump in the comments and roast me. But essentially, what the quote is: in the moment of decision, the best thing you can do is the right thing. The next best thing you can do is the wrong thing. The worst thing you can do is nothing. And I think that kind of really fits my vibe for 2020. Is that even when I'm not sure if I'm doing the right thing, I would rather do something and
Yeah.
learn from that, because again, that's still not as bad as just sitting idly by and having nothing happen.
Right. No, that's good. That's good words. What are your top 3 favorite social media accounts right now?
Top 3 favorite social media accounts right now. I have to look at D-Rock every day. D-Rock, to me, I've watched him for the past 36 months, and he is the epitome of when you get away from trying to do the right thing and you get into the vibe of just taking action every single day. Another account, I mentioned her earlier, Amy Landino. She wrote a book called Good Morning, Good Life. And she's not my typical follow. She's very like positive and optimistic, but also like organized and structured. And like, I don't do that very well. But what really captured me about her is like the amount of content she puts out, how positive it is, and how she includes her normal life with building the business.
Okay.
And then probably Sturgill Simpson. I really respect Sturgill Simpson as a musician. He is not my typical listen, but I heard him on the Joe Rogan show a couple of years ago, and he told some really interesting, really mature stories about his process and his family. And then he put out an album and a anime called Sound and Fury, which is on Netflix. And he's just he promotes people based on the content of their character, and he promotes men and women equally. And I think that's very, very rare. And I really dig that.
All right. Well, those all sound really great, and everybody should go check those out. Who would you say is your current role model or mentor that you gain a lot of insight from? One of the three people you just mentioned, or is there somebody else?
Uh, I think I would probably go back to D-Rock again, just because I've watched how much he's changed.
Mm-hmm.
He was kind of a, from my perspective, from the outside looking in, and I don't know him personally. We've had a few interactions on social media, but from the outside looking in, he was a very support role player. He was a very behind the scenes guy.
Okay.
And so the reason I'm so fascinated with him right now is because he's coming, I feel like 2020, 2021, maybe even 2022 is to an extent his coming out party. And it's really cool to be a part of, but it's also like I'm learning a lot from it indirectly. So shout out to David Rock from New York, soon to be New Jersey apparently. But anyway.
Awesome. All right. Well, in closing, what advice would you offer to your younger self that would help you jumpstart where you ended up?
Document. Document what you think and what you do. I think if I had started documenting my actions earlier, documenting my thoughts earlier, I think I could have cut out a couple of years of wasted thinking. And I don't mean wasted in the sense that it's a bad idea to plan your steps. There's never anything wrong with planning where you want to go. The problem is if you don't document it, then there's really no way to know if you're going after the thing you say you want, versus if you're just thinking about it every night until 3 a.m. and not really acting on it. So I think if I were going to give some advice to my younger self, it would be to document your thoughts, document your actions, document what you want.
All right. I think that's a valid advice. Well, thanks for coming on and giving us this little snippet into who you are. And we'll hopefully catch you. Tell everybody what your Instagram handle is or where they can find you on social media, and they can follow you.
So I'm on Facebook at Ben Harbuck, Harbuck. I am on Instagram and Twitter at IBenKind, IBenKind. And I'm sure there's a few more social medias that I'm not remembering, but those are the three main ones I use: Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. And we'll stick with those for now.
Alrighty. Well, thank you so much for joining us and having this little mini conversation. And we'll have to have you back on at some other time. Thanks again.
Look forward to talking to you.
Bye.